and I'm like, sometimes I wear a fake dick and guys like to touch it and it's really weird. And I'm looking around and I was like, it's hard for me to say because it wasn't exactly what was going on, but you know, fair enough. And at the end, I was just like able to wrap it all up together, and it felt really good to actually put it out there for people who probably do not wear fake penises, and kind of accept it, and to know that it's all kind of interconnected and we all have issues with our body. Going back even further, I would say there was a pretty big point that stuck with me for a while, and I was home from college for a little bit, and my dad had a dinner party, and I wanted to be a really good kid, and his boss was there. So I go in, I'm like, I'm going to introduce myself and be make my dad look good. And I walk up to him, smiling, like, I'm a good kid. I shake the guy's hand and I say, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Ed's son. Like, oh, fuck. Like, what? And he just was like, okay. And this stuck with me for a while because it just kind of came naturally. It was like in my head and it came out, and I was not a fan of this at all. And I talked to my therapist about it, and she was like, oh, what's the big deal? And I was like, I'm not a son. Why do you have degrees on the wall? She was pretty horrible. Thankfully, I no longer see her. Moving back further, even high school, I wore my dad's clothes to school. Now, thankfully, it was the 90s, so flannel was in. Had it been the 80s, it would have been really rough. Just thinking of it that way. But I think the biggest thing that came a while afterwards was I had this memory when I was 8 years old. And I mean, speaking from myself, I've tried to repress a lot of painful memories just because why deal with it? So this one thing came up. My parents, when I was like 8 years old, they gave me this book called What's Happening to Me. It explains puberty because I guess it's easier to read a book than to talk to your kids. Fair enough. So I'm reading the book, and there's some ugly cartoons in there, but then you get to a page with realistic drawings, and I like honesty and truth. Even when I was a kid, I was very serious. I'm like, okay, real stuff, awesome. And it had drawings of men and women from ages like 11 to 20 and how their bodies progress as they go through puberty. And I was like, okay, this is great, I like this. So at first I see the men's page, and I'm like, oh, awesome, this is pretty cool, like. And at age 17, the guy was pretty cute, and I was like, all right, I like that. I like what he's got going on, I would like that very much. That looks great. I flip the page, and I see the women, and I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. Because at the time, I was like, shit, this is gonna happen to me. And you don't think that things are gonna change. It's like, okay, I'm a woman, and this is what's gonna happen to my body. That really sucks. And of course, I was told my entire life that the world's unfair, everyone's out to get me, so why shouldn't I have, tits? Like, fair enough, life sucks. That happens, why am I here, why am I alive? So that was pretty tough.